Now, migrant workers in Johannesburg will be going home this festive season to enjoy some time with their families, and well-deservedly so. But usually the traffic focus tends to be on the N3 from Gauteng to KwaZulu-Natal and the N1 to Limpopo. But Mpumalanga national roads such as the N17 and N4 also tend to be busy, with holiday makers going to Kruger National Park, to Mozambique as well as Eswatini. So to discuss the readiness of Mpumalanga roads, we're now joined by Madoda Mthembi, the operations manager for Sanral's northern region. Madoda, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. And that's absolutely true, right? Usually at this time of the year we focus more on, the N3 going to KwaZulu-Natal, the N1 to Limpopo. But interestingly, Mpumalanga tends to be quite busy as well on the roads. How prepared, of course, is that particular route, this coming festive season?
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners. As you've correctly indicated, we've got a couple of national roads that are very busy. The ones that you've just mentioned, and also the lights of the N17 coming out of Gauteng, vying through Bethal, MLO, all the way down to Eswatini border. We have the N2 inside Mpumalanga, starting from MLO, going down to KZN. So they get very busy. And basically, and generally, all our national roads are very busy, but they are more, or some of the roads are more busier than others.
Yeah, and usually I understand the reason they're busy is because not only are holiday makers going back home, but also the tourism sector is booming around at that time. So you're expecting volumes and also tourists to come visit Mpumalanga.
Yes, of course. As you know, that in Mpumalanga, for example, you've got the Kruger National Park, you've got the Goat's Window, in Graskop, there's a couple of tourist attractions. So from our side, as a provider of the road infrastructure, we make sure that our roads are safe and reliable. We close potholes very quickly if they do develop, especially in this unusual rainfall that we're experiencing. So we've got service providers, maintenance service providers on the ground that make sure that if there's anything that might endanger the traveling public, that gets addressed immediately. So all those who are going up to those attractive tourist destinations in Mpumalanga are more than welcome to use our national road network.
Yeah, and what about, of course, the impact of blackouts? Usually drivers who drive in the evening would complain about how dark it can be. And also, some drivers driving fast, or maybe you're seeing a stationary vehicle, or you don't even see it because of the darkness. How are you making sure that even in the evenings, those roads, the busy ones especially, there will be, of course, enough light for everyone to drive safely?
Once again, from an infrastructure perspective, we make sure that our roads are visible. So we mark our roads, the road markings, so that when you drive and there's mist and fog, at least you can see with the road markings and road starts. We have erected road traffic signs. When you're driving through winding roads, you get notified that, for example, there's a sharp curve ahead, and so on and so on. I think then, in conjunction with other sister departments, in terms of emergencies that might arise along the network, we have what we call RIMS, Road Incident Management System. And we've got emergency numbers that you can phone in case there are incidents that you encounter along the way. Your normal 10-111 and any other emergency numbers. And of course, from our side, we have erected contact details for our route managers who do maintain or supervise maintenance along the stretches of our network. So if you drive along the national roads, you will see some cell numbers displayed on those road traffic signs. You can use those ones as well.
Right. Madoda, this is the work that you are doing as Sanral, but how are you further encouraging road users to also practice safety on the road, to be responsible drivers? Because surely this has to be a partnership. It has to be a collaboration between yourselves and the drivers.
Yes, of course. As I have indicated, Sanral is a state-owned enterprise, so it means we're part of government. So in conjunction with other sister departments like your RTMC, local and provincial traffic departments. We do promote and encourage all the road safety initiatives that they come up with, like your Arrive Alive campaigns and any other road safety initiative that our sister departments have. We do promote that fully, and we do encourage drivers to adhere to the rules and regulations of the road, to respect other drivers when traveling along our network and any other network for that matter, to make sure that before you leave your house, your car is roadworthy. And when you're traveling long distances, just make sure that you take those breaks in between every 200 kilometers or every 2 hours, that you set aside and then rest.
All right. Well, I appreciate you speaking to us this morning, Madoda Mthembi, Sanral, Northern Region. Of course, Rep joining us this morning, not only encouraging road safety, but also saying they're playing their part. One of the things, interestingly, of course, they have in place is that should a pothole be detected, they can, of course, commit to ensuring that they will be able to fix it and call, their stakeholders and service providers to ensure those potholes are fixed within 48 hours. And that's what they're saying, of course, is amongst other things they're doing to assure road safety, of course, especially those busy routes leading to Mpumalanga this festive season. And some of those, include the N17 National Corridor, the corridor linking to Eswatini, the N4 National Road linking to Maputo, Mozambique, N12 linking to Joburg, N4 linking to Pretoria, and the R23 and R33, R37, amongst others. And those are some of the national roads, of course, leading out to Mpumalanga. All my thanks to Madoda Mthembi for this conversation.